In this next module, we'll continue with Sparkle, but we'll move away from DBpedia and onto Wikidata. But first, a little bit more on Sparkle result formats and sparkling without GUIs. So at the end of the last module, we made reference to the fact that a Sparkle describe will provide results similar to a curl with an accept for RDF. And so it got me to thinking, how do you sparkle without GUIs, knowing that we could, but having very little experience with it. Or I made the screenshot from a Olaf Hartig presentation that outlines nicely what kind of data will come back from particular types of Sparkle queries. Select and ask will return XML in JSON or plain text, while construct and describe return RDF data. I have no practical experience with this, but you can embed Sparkle queries into URLs and use similar curl techniques that we discussed in the curl module. So you can send a Sparkle query through curl and get data back. Let's take a look at the Wikidata Sparkle endpoint. The URL is provided there in the slide, query.wikidata.org. Wikidata is getting a lot of airtime in the library community, partly because of the community work they've done to expand, and also partly because of their investment in approachable tooling. I would say that the Wikidata Sparkle endpoint is a good example of this, where they've tried to make building Sparkle queries relatively approachable. On the left side of the screen there, you can see a form that lets you build queries using something akin to natural language. The filter section helps to explore and filter on the types of things in Wikidata. In this case, I've searched and found a subclass property in the computer class. The show section allows you to decide for whatever it is that you've determined is of interest in the filter section, what it is that you want to show about those things. So for the subclasses of computer, I've asked for images. What's nice about this query builder is that the form relies heavily on type aheads. So it enables you to be able to search property and class labels and aliases to build that Sparkle query. As this is happening, there are some assumptions made about how the queries are built that you can override on the right-hand side once you have sort of a base query in place. So 2 slides ago, I said I had no experience in this, but thanks to that little code icon there in the Wikidata endpoint, we can easily get a URL for a Sparkle query that we can use with curl. In the speaker notes of this presentation, you can see an example of that, where you can just build a query in the Wikidata Sparkle endpoint and click on that, and you can begin to see your options. So for this module, let's spend some time exploring Wikidata's Sparkle endpoint. The exercise I've designed here for you today is 2 parts. So again, using the query builder, please build a query that gives you a list of villains and works that they can be found in. Also, for the second challenge, what's the name of one pizzeria Wikidata knows about in Washington, D.C.? Again, please feel free to share your responses or related questions with me via email, the workshop Slack channel, or during workshop office hours. Good luck.